or leading up to the final scene was Chicken Man talking to Faye and her being scared. And he says, someone told me doubt is the devil's drug, and asks her to finish the sentence. Faith is the elixir. So for that, I said, Chicken Man is selfish, delusional. He done seen Andre die. He's seen Silky die.
Andre die, Silky, the girl that he met, everybody is dying around him, and he just like,
Tommy.
I'm delusional. This is fun. I'm gonna get out. Yeah.
Welcome back to Grown Folks Talking. I'm your host, CKCZ, joined by my special co-host,
Lola Chanel.
Today, we're going to talk about Fight Night, Million Dollar Heist, Episode 5. Chanel, a little brief synopsis, please.
Okay, this is round 5. Ambition ain't free, honey. Now on the run, Chicken Man must form an unlikely partnership as the fallout from the robbery hits close to home. Detective Hudson's new case puts him back in the spotlight as the post-fight night crimes raise more questions than answers.
Well, none of my predictions came true.
Well, one of my predictions came true.
Which one? Let's go into it.
One of my predictions was that somebody was gonna die, and it was most likely gonna be Andre.
Yeah.
And Andre, spoiler alert, did he
went on to be.
He had went on to be. My other prediction was they was gonna shoot at Chicken Man and his family. They shot at Chicken Man, but not at Faye and them. So, So we start the episode, honey, with if you're from the country, know. If you're from the country, you know that the country folks, we like to fish. If you have ever driven in a small town in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and looked over and there was a little river, a creek, especially in the summer, somebody was fishing in that little creek or something. So we open the scene with a very likely two friends are fishing, and they like, one of them like, why you got this music so loud? Turn this down. He like, listen, the vibrations. He was on a higher plane.
Absolutely.
He said the vibrations, they bring the fish. And he was like, man, the other one was like, man, you crazy. And then he hit something big. He like, oop, I got something. And he like, what is it? What is it? We can't eat that. That's cannibalism. That's a dead body. And we find out that it's Silky.
Oh, with a silk crest, yeah. And then we move on to Faye smoking out the window, but it's not the window.
Smoking out the window.
She was smoking like before she got saved and found the Lord, because she knew how to handle that cigarette.
She was so stressed. She said, she's shaking. He's shaking. Gordon
then got her and her family in this bag of trouble that she doesn't know how we got here, why we here. All I know is I'm essentially on the run.
She knew how she got here. When he telling her sweet nothings, it's just temporary. We just gotta get through this. And she like, I know you. And she was like, it's normal for my husband to bring his mistress to my house. Oh, I told you Faye wasn't dumb. I said Faye know that they is bumping uglies.
Bumping uglies. And she said, don't play me for no fool.
Don't play me for no fool.
She was also like, he goes, you knew who I was before you married me. And then she goes, I thought, you being married could change you. And that's kind of, we've seen that scenario before where the wife is like, I'm going to change him. I see what he can be. And the man is like, this was me the whole time. Why should I change? Because I done put a ring on it. So you have those two dynamics. And she just wants to know, tell me the whole truth. Tell me
everything. So we cut to, apparently he tells her everything. And the next morning, Faye is on the phone with her sister like, nah, I'm not coming. I'ma stick beside him. Oh, that's my man, and I'll stick beside him. Way better than me. Let me tell you that much.
Well, let's jump to the end where she is holding the gun because she thinks somebody's about to come in, and no one comes
She's
into
scared.
Do you think next episode Faye and the kids are gonna be in that motel waiting for Chicken Man?
If we're jumping to the end, and we know that, now we know that this was an episode of the sit-ups.
Yeah.
When I say I was like, ah! Now, I understand Vivian's like, I love Chicken Man, but his ambition, like the episode, his ambition got us so far ahead that even I can't put my life on the line for this. Yeah, he got kids. I ain't got kids. He ain't really my man. So this episode was really like set up. I was not ready. So no, I don't think. I think him not coming home, she won't be able to get in touch with him. I think she gonna take them kids and go down to Birmingham with her sister.
Me too.
As she should.
Me too. I think episode 6 is gonna open with her in the car headed out. Because
I feel like word is gonna get back to her that he done got caught up. Because Detective Hudson is probably gonna be like, "Hey, well, let's keep going." I don't think my prediction is Faye gonna get some sense, and then you know what? She might be so down bad for her man that she might stick around and see what's going on.
We'll see. I'm curious to see where that's gonna go.
You know what? I didn't think about that because when he walked in the house, I said, "Oh, no!"
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is, Detective Hudson went and got himself kicked off the case. He's suspended, and I said, "Oh, gonna die. Everybody is gonna die." Let's get into the fact. Okay, so Silky's dead. Faye is on her last leg, just smoking her cig, her Newport. So now we're getting into Chicken Man Bill running around with Detective Hudson because Silky is dead. So now he's like, if they kill Silky, I know I'm not gonna stand a chance. He couldn't hold his peace. He couldn't fix it. I know they're gonna kill me as soon as they get me. So he like, you work with me, I'll work with you, let's solve this thing. So they get closer, of course. They're getting much closer to who all is involved, who was a part of the heist crew. So they go down to Mama Henny. What was the lady name?
Yes, when Chicken Man, because at first Chicken Man was using Silky's government name, and then when he said Silky, that's what Detective Hudson clued in on, and that's what made him go to Mother Henny's
granddaughter's house,
and find a suspect because the girl talked about Silky on a tangent. I wrote down, this is how you know the production and or the writers were Black, because when they are in that home, there is plastic on the couches. There's plastic on the couch, there's plastic on the table.
I love it when they get it right, because I was watching the Mahalia Jackson biopic thing with Lettucey, and it's good, but there is a scene in there where they're doing a second line down a dirt road, and there is a lady, she's dancing in the second line, but she is clearly not dressed in the time period clothing. And I started to twitch. I had to turn it off. I said, I can't, I hate when we're clearly in like a different time period and they are not dressed like it. The staging doesn't look like it. I hate it. So to see in this series that they get it right, the costuming, the staging, like the set designs, it all makes sense. Like I said the last episode, down to the underwear. Because one thing about me, I'm going to notice if something is off. And my brain, for the life of me, I couldn't compute why I had to turn that off. And then I realized she had on a pencil skirt, and this is in the 1920s. Why does she have on a pencil skirt? This baby dressed like she finna go pick cotton, and she got a pencil skirt on.
Like she be in
Don't piss me off.
Another reason where I was like the production behind
they
this
got money.
is black.
Is what it is.
Money and the production team, the writers. Another telltale sign is when Detective Hudson is talking to the gentleman in the car who ratted out Andre. The guy's like, light-skinned brothers are the worst, and Detective Hudson says, "Ain't that the truth? Light skin, dark skin battle."
Well, I was watching it and I was like, this is not the times now, because Melvin Gregg's character who plays Andre, in the next scene, like when they finally get to him, it's at his place, and he told him, "I'm gonna shoot your black ass lips on your face." I was like, "Oh, you can't say that now. You cannot say that. That is colorist. That is colorist, Melvin. You can't say that." And I was just like, that's the time. That was the time. But the writing, I love that they didn't shy away from that, because it's definitely like, no, you should never say that about nobody, like, ew. But that was how they was talking. And he was probably, he probably could have came back and said, "You hot yellow pickaninny," or something like that.
For sure. It that had me chuckling. And then when they were interrogating the girl, asking her questions, and she was like, "They told me this party was
the flyest, foxiest." The language was there. Yes. It was so good. It was so good.
And then someone said, "Oh, the mom was like, oh, I thought it was a low-life party." And then Chicken's like, "Now hold on, hold on."
She was going in on that party, and he said, No. They was calling it the Black Vegas. No, let's not down my party. It's like, hey, stay focused. We are here because they are trying to kill you.
But he was like, "Let's get." Chicken Man was like, "But let's get the facts straight." I mean, that little thing.
When he started, he said, "Oh, I'm blushing," and he like, "Why are you blushing?" He was like, "She clearly just called me cute because she said that man was cute," and she's like, "Actually, no. The one thing y'all got in common is that y'all got to go to. Like, that's the only thing."
He's the opposite of what you look like.
He's quite little. He's tall, light skin, good hair, short, dark skin.
That ain't fine like Billy D. Another
fine little... like Billy D. I love the references. Hand claps to the writers, directors, and creators. Let's go back to since we're here. The writers for this episode was Shay Agbana, Lauren Glover, Maxwell Michael Townsend, and the director was Carl Seaton.
Fantastic. Another scene that they showed was the young robber, and him coming to the trap house.
I say, okay, so the young robber is Baby Ray, played by Jalen Hall, and he had this scene with Willie Black, who is played by Miles Bullock. That was the most human and genuine that we've seen Willie be. Well, not genuine. He was definitely, you can see that he cares.
For a little bit,
because when I first saw him, I was like, get him off my screen. But Willie Black comes in for Baby Ray because we find out that Baby Ray, he's living this life of crime because they live in the projects, and the landlord is taking advantage of his mother and beating on him, which is so crazy to think about. Like, ain't nobody down to the projects wanting to fight him or shoot him because what's going on? But then again, like we've been saying, it was the times. Like the people was broke. The folks coming back from the Nam War. We still in early Jim Crow, civil rights movement era, and then one of our leaders has just been gunned down.
And this dude was absolutely taking advantage. And Willie and a little Baby Ray go and try and beat him up. And
they had beat him up, and I rewatched the scene and I realized where he shot him. I said,
Did he shoot? I thought he shot him in the leg.
I thought he did too. When you go back and rewatch it, watch what he holds.
Oh.
Yeah, he did it not. He shot him in his third leg.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. So that scene showed how, it was ego, male ego,
it
power
was
tripping,
definitely power trippy,
violence begatting violence, and then somebody taking things too far by bringing out the gun, and also showing Baby Ray how kind of molding him or mentoring him in a violent act.
He's already this is the setup of the pattern. I do hope Baby Ray make it out, but if he with Willie Black, because that scene alone is going to get people whispering about who Willie Black is, because now everybody finna be talking about how Willie Black came with Baby Ray, beat up the landlord, and they went to go get a burger.
Yeah.
They definitely finna get got.
And the landlord is still alive, so the landlord
is still alive.
Now, moving on to Missouri Slim, and he's the one who picked up Vivian, and then he's talking with Frank.
Mr. David Banner.
Do you think Frank is making an enemy out of Missouri Slim?
Absolutely. He said, as soon as he saw Missouri Slim after he got out when he said, "Didn't I tell your black ass to go home? You're not listening." And that's on he's talking to them like they are his children and not his business partners. And that's what Cadillac Richie was trying to get him to understand, that these men are supposed to be your business partners. We just went through an embarrassing moment and you're telling them to tuck their tails and go back home. And now he stayed around and you cussing him out and he just bought you a key asset. Not only do you not say thank you, they are just having a third leg swinging contest. Everybody just walking around talking about who the big boss? I'm the big boss. You ain't the big boss. And Frank is at this point, he's just desperately holding on to the reins.
Speaking of big boss and big third limbs, let's talk about politician Johnson.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
And Frank have their little sit down powwow at the beginning of the episode, and I was not expecting that from Senator Johnson. When he told him, he said, "Oh, you thought I was going to help you because I'm black? Because I'm a Negro? Absolutely not. You won't get that land. So you go back to New York and cosplay as a New Yorker. I know that you're a Georgia boy. I had knew you when I seen you." That was the one time that I saw Frank trip up and glitch, because I really thought that he was going to come back with something witty. But you just came back with some like, and you think you kissing them white politicians' tail is gonna do you any better? Senator Johnson said, "No, but you still ain't gonna get that land. Check it." I said, "Ooh, the girls
Have a
are
nice
funny.
day.
Have a nice day." Yeah, and that I was just like, "Ooh, I didn't think that Frank was gonna. I didn't think that Frank was gonna take that, but he definitely was like, well, I guess I gotta go home."
He wasn't expecting it.
No.
But be sure that Frank is going to have the last say, one way or other. That's my prediction.
I do believe that, but I feel like Senator Johnson definitely like, girl, I know what you want. You ain't getting it from me.
For real.
Question: do you think that Frank is going to get one of the white politicians in his pocket from this?
Good question. I don't think so. I think Frank is very much a violent gangster, and he would rather take out Johnson, because I thought you were going to ask, do you think Johnson was the reason why he didn't get the land? Because Frank said it was going good the whole time, and then all of a sudden,
know what?
I do
think that that Senator Johnson was the reason why. But I also think, like we've been saying, the running theme is that this is still the Jim Crow South. So I do think that they figured out. They said, "Who is this Negro?" Absolutely not. Denied.
Have a good day.
Moving along, and Uncle Willie, who is Andre's dad, hey, little light skin up. It's time for you to go. Like, I bought you this ticket. You going down, where he say, Houston?
Houston.
You go down to Houston.
Houston,
and
Texas,
you lay
baby.
low. Houston, Texas, baby. Shout out to Beyonce. You go down there and lay low. And he like, hey, ain't nobody looking for me. He said, they got a bounty on your head. Go down there. And if I see you around here, I'm going to shoot you myself. I said, ooh, wee. And then his old lady, Wanda, says, so when we leaving? And he like, you ain't going with me?
One question. Do you think she, because Angel said on Here's the Thing that she went out for one of the roles, do you think that was a role she was going for, that, or they were considering her for? Or do you think it was another character?
I could see Angel playing Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
or maybe I was thinking maybe the mom,
I was about to
at
say,
the door.
yeah, the mom.
Maybe her.
But maybe it was Wanda. It could have
Because
been.
Angel, she looked young, and
Mm-hmm.
that actress had, but you can make Angel look a little
Yeah.
older, like change her hair or whatever. I thought about Wanda because Wanda was sexy, but like Angel said, sometimes the role goes to who it
Absolutely.
needs to go to, and she doesn't trip. But I was wondering, like, who would Angel play?
I could see Wanda or the mom, like you said. But then again, we have 3 more episodes, so who knows who will meet in the next 3 episodes. So Wanda is like, "Hey, babe, I'm coming with you, right?" And Andre is like, "You're not going with me, sweetheart." Like, when you saw that, did you think that it would lead to what we got, like that interaction?
No, because A, I'm like, why do you want to go with him if he's essentially on the run? And B,
That's what I
he, like, they
said.
both.
I said, if he's trying to give me some gold or some jewelry or some money, I'm gonna take the money and run, because I'm not going with him. Because ultimately, somebody go catch up with him, the law or the peoples. And do you really want to be around for that? So we see that interaction, and we're introduced to Miss Wanda and how Andre got her bent up, out of shape. Because what you finna go do? You finna go down with another hussy? You finna take somebody else? Because I know you ain't going by yourself. I said, oh, this is crazy. I did not see that interaction turning into what it was. So, of course, by this time, Detective Hudson and Chicken Man know that the Billy D lookalike is Andre. And then we cut to and see that Wanda is meeting with Lamar, who is Frank's right hand man, his well, really his right and his left, because he be beating people up and shooting people. Wanda is snitching on Andre. I said, girl, because he want to take you with him, you finna get this man killed. And then she tried to double take, talk about he didn't know that it was you. One thing, all right, here's my time to shine. Mm-hmm. Here I go with my tangent, side tangent. Okay, we all know that this is in the world right now, the real world. R.I.P. to Rich Homie Quad, and the talk of side chicks have been coming up, and how the side chicks just be doing the crazy stuff. Like Rich Homie Quad, one of his side women, after he went on to be, went on Instagram and posted like her love videos with him, like, we was together. Yeah, they was posting we was together, and everybody's like, wait, girl, what you doing? Like, why you do that? If you could post him, if you couldn't post him when he was live, you can't post him when he dead. So this is crazy. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be a down girl, if you gonna be hidden, you can't be mad when that man move how he moves. You should have took that bracelet, pawned it, and went home. Well, not pawn it right now because the block is hot. So Wanda couldn't pawn it. But Wanda, why would you tell on that man like that? I said,
because she was in her
but
feelings,
you can't
and
backtrack. If you want him dead, you gotta want him dead. You gotta be. I was watching. Shout out to Machiavelli on TikTok. If you want to be the side girl and you want to be in your villain archetype, you gotta be a villain all the way through. You gotta see it through, my boy. She talk about some hidden and mean to don't kill him. The moment you caught this man, you got talking to Lamar and told him who he was and who the crew was, or what his thing was in the crew. You should have
his
known
part
that
is,
that man was good as dead. She talk about some.
and
You did
you
it.
saw her change her mind
You
as she was.
cannot. I don't. Hey. If you're thinking about doing something crazy that's potentially gonna harm someone, if you want to go through it, go through it. But please think about the consequences. We trying to wrap this thing up.
I was just gonna say, in the wrapping part or leading up to the final scene was Chicken Man talking to Faye and her being scared, and he says, someone told me doubt is the devil's drug, and asks her to finish the sentence, faith is the elixir. So for that, I said, Chicken Man is selfish, delusional. He done seen Andre die. He
He
seen
done seen
Silky die.
Andre die, Silky, the girl that he met, everybody is dying around him, and he just like,
Tommy.
I'm delusional. This is fun. I'm gonna get out. Yeah. I think that he's so delusional that he really thought that Vivian was looking for him. If everybody is looking for me and she wants me to meet her at the house that we just got robbed at, is everybody okay? Why would you go
True.
back there? But like you just said, he delusional, the Lulu. So,
And
okay,
his only mission, even though he says he loves Faye, his only mission is to clear his name. That's all he can see. He can't see that my family's in danger. To him, it's temporary. If he
it's
clears his
temporary.
name,
If
everything
he
else
can,
goes away.
because if I can clear my name, I can still work with Frank because everything was going smooth. He killed
Exactly.
Silky, who already worked for him. What do you think is going to happen to you? All right. In other news, so today's Black famous or famous is Mr. Rockman Dunbar. Is Mr. Rockman Dunbar Black famous or famous?
I'm gonna say top tier Black famous, and he's right on that cusp of being
Right
famous
on the
famous, but
cusp.
for sure Black famous, because when I saw him, I was like, oh, that's the dude from Soul Food. That's
Soul
mainly
Food, the
from what I remember him
game.
from. Oh
He
yeah.
was in Sons of Anarchy. He is currently in the hit series on ABC 911 with the Queen Mother, Angela Bassett.
Oh really? I saw
He
one episode
is.
over the weekend. Wow,
He
surprising.
is. He
So
is.
he's a working actor.
He plays Michael Grant on 911. But yes, I was introduced to him as Pookie on the game. His acting credits span back to 1993, and he has producer and director credits, and he's a writer. So, I think that he is definitely Black famous. This episode, I'm going to give it a 8. It was really good, but I'm gonna give it 8.
Um, I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a
Really?
9, and the reason why, because like Detective Hudson, he lost his job, which I didn't, or lost that case, which I did
He's
not see.
suspended. I think
Suspended.
that
I didn't.
he's definitely still gonna be working it though. He's gonna go
That's
rogue.
my prediction. I predict he's gonna be working. He's gonna be the person to crack open the case, because Mason does not care about Black folks.
Yeah. Well, first
So
of
why
all,
would he?
to the chief, this how I know we was still in the South. That man just called him the hard ER, and when he sucker punched him, you suspended me. He just called me
Yeah.
a hard ER.
Both should be gone. I mean, both should be suspended if we're really we're gonna be, if all things being equal, but we still enjoy Kurosawa. So I'm gonna say 9. I wasn't expecting him off the case. I wasn't expecting the team up, and
I was not
I
expecting the team up. Still, I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5, and the ending was great because you're just like, you got caught.
We have another cliffhanger. I was sick of these cliffhangers, guys. Yeah, IMDb gave it I was close. We were right in the middle. IMDb gave it an 8.5.
All right. So my final note, and we can end it. This is not for you because this is for people of a certain age. The graphics in this show reminded me of an old show called Vegas. This is before your time. It starred Robert Urich, and it aired 1978, 1981.
Are you saying like how they cut it up and
no, like the yellow when the show opens, it's those yellow graphics.
Tell these people I'm young.
Well, I'm also telling people that I'm older. It was produced by Aaron Spelling, who did The Fall Guy, TJ Hooker, Mod Squad, Charlie's Angels, Beverly Hills 90210, Heart to Heart. He was the 80s hit maker.
Oh.
Think of him like you think of like a Shonda Rhimes, but we only could watch 3 channels. So Aaron Spelling was the juggernaut of TV, and Vegas was one of the shows that he produced. So when I saw that, and you know how Chicken Man is talking about Black Vegas, and how you see people in, like when Chicken Man and JD were on the couch, they did a box for them. That also reminded me of the show. So that's your little, for the old folks on the TikTok, on the YouTube, you'd be like, that looks vaguely familiar. So that's your little fun fact for the day. And I'm also looking at the show to see how low they are.
You got it. You looked.
I've been looking, especially in the scene where they were at the hotel with Senator Johnson and Frank. It was very much very low
because you can't get the new buildings. It's not a part of the time. I love that. Okay. On that note, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.